Welcome back to We Ask the Atlas One Player, 10 questions, 10 answers, episode number 20 featuring Baloo.
Yeah.
Hey man, what's up? How you doing? Nice to have you
Good.
here.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. A little bit busy, but another interview,
How do
and
you
I'm
say
happy.
your ODV?
Phoebe,
ODVB?
like Phoebe, like VMP, Phoebe, like I think in France there is a girl named Phoebe, something like that. And now I'm
Yeah,
old and dirty, so it's OD Phoebe. Yeah, it's just
I
my
like it.
initials.
It's really
Yeah,
catchy. It
yeah,
rolls off the tongue. It's one of the names that stood out to me from the beginning. Somebody who I just like, oh, I see when you're on.
yeah, cool. Yeah, and I was a big fan of the Wu-Tang, and Old Dirty
Yeah,
Bastard, rest in peace. Yeah, cool,
amen.
cool.
Oh, man. That does
Yeah,
my heart good to hear you say that.
yeah, Wu-Tang forever. Let's jump right
For
into
real.
it, right? Okay,
Yeah.
first question. How old are you and where are you from?
I am 33 years old and I'm from Northern California.
Nice. That's cool. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
it's
forgot it. I
beautiful.
forgot to tell you, if you don't want to answer anything, just don't answer, or we can skip it or whatever. So feel free, like, to share any information you like or don't like. Yeah. So
Yeah,
33,
respect.
that's nice. You're in the younger part, like all the guys I met here, some of them like all my age. I stopped counting at 30, but yeah, yeah.
So what would you say the average is?
Mm, maybe
Average age of
35.
people? 35?
30, but I could be totally wrong. Probably I think it attracts more the older players because they have some money to invest also, and then it's kind of they're all long-term
It's a
sci-fi
good point.
fans, and yeah, and probably later on, if the game comes out, we get a lot of gamers, and then a lot of younger people come in. But at the moment, I
I
think they're all a little bit older. I could be wrong though, because I only
I
interview
think
like
you're onto
20.
something there. I don't know why, but I genuinely do feel like you nailed it like in the 30 range as far as the average player. Um, Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Would be interesting to see some demographics, but since we're on the blockchain and everybody is anonymous and decentralized, so people don't really share their age or their names and stuff. So yeah, we
Yeah,
probably never
it's a
gonna find
weird, the
out.
wide assortment of people who are in Star Atlas. There are a lot of people who, this might be the only crypto project that they are actually involved in, and I feel, yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of people out there who don't believe, and it's funny I don't know, it makes me question where their logic is sometimes with some of the answers that they say, like all the haters and stuff. You're just
Yeah,
like,
it's
man,
normal.
I guess
It's
you have
like
to be wise to even see the potential in this game and like not be jaded enough to trust it.
yeah. And it's there since the beginning of the internet, you always have the haters and like the spammers and scammers and the bad people, so to say. They're always
It's
gonna be
true,
there.
but I was
So,
just listening to your last episode, and like
okay.
or maybe not your last episode, but an
Mm,
episode with an older gentleman,
yeah.
and he was talking about like how obvious it was when you look at like the potential for owning.
Okay, question number two. How did you get into crypto? Like, if you are in crypto, like, how did you get onto
Well,
the Yeah.
yeah. So recently, this last bubble um, that we had at the end of last year, or I guess last year was kind of a bull for a lot of it, bull market. I really started heavily researching, looking back at crypto as a possible place to put my time and energy, and a place where um, something that I believe in and that something truly that the world needs right now.
Yeah.
Um, I watched one of those Raoul Powell videos, and like
Mm-hmm.
he really put it in perspective. I kind of I have a good head for big picture stuff. So I've like the actual subject of big history, which is looking at looking at all of the different disciplines of school and how they flow into one another. And I really like the way that Raw Powell kind of does what Big History does for school with crypto. He like starts with like, you know, the housing crash of like '08 and basically runs through how and why we need this and how fiat is breaking down. And like I just really liked how he put it in one big picture that my brain could like wrap around. And I'm just like, when you hear it that way, you're like, oh man, there's really no choice. Like you could either be ahead and start getting into it now, because this is gonna be the future, you know, no matter what.
No matter
And
what.
so
Yeah.
yeah, and so I just I see it coming on the horizon, and I want to. It's like the wild, wild west out here. You know what I mean? Like I'm
At
from
the moment, yes.
California. I know about the gold rush, and it feels like the gold rush. You know, the people who are making the money are the people who are selling the shovels to the miners, and the people who are owning the saloons. And there's a lot of people taking over people's claims, and
We have
there's a
claims in
lot of
Star Atlas
snakes in
too.
the
Yeah.
grass.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there's
interesting.
it's scary sometimes, and it can feel dangerous, you know, like just getting into it and like trying to make sure that your security on your end is like all tightened up and stuff like that. I really respect the way that you were like, yo, you got to be careful. Like even me, I could be, I was like, oh, that's respect.
Cool.
So yeah, so I heard about Star Atlas back then, maybe like 5 or 6 months ago, and I was instantly hooked at the notion of it. And of course, I went through a phase of like truly questioning whether or not it was real. And like, then, like, man, from the very beginning, it seemed like it was real. And I just like fell in love with the idea.
Nice. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Right on to question number 3. I hope you're a gamer, or if you're not, yeah. And what's the first computer game you ever played, and what's your all-time favorite game?
Um, so, uh, am I a gamer? I am a gamer, but I kind of have like a specific, just because my life is, I'm a father of two, and I'm currently a homeschool dad after the pandemic and
Yeah,
whatnot. I find myself usually only having the time to play games that are more like pick up and put down easily games. So, you know, like me and my son play Super Smash Brothers.
nice.
I have the PS4, and so I like to play Super Hot, which is like this game where
I
like
know that one. I know that one.
you
I have
have
it
two
too.
guns. Yeah, oh my god, it's so fun. And Far Point, the one with the gun where you travel, like that one was really good. Um, Back in the old days, I used to like to play StarCraft and Warcraft
Nice.
and all that.
Cool.
Um, yeah, and
Interesting.
then what's the next part of that question?
The all-time favorite, like what's the game you like most, or you spend the most time on? What's your all-time favorite?
Ooh, good question. Hmm, probably one of the ones I spent the most time on was the original Halo. Like
Oh,
absolutely
on
love
the
just like
Xbox?
the first Halo. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. I could play that all day. Uh,
nice.
yeah.
Okay, we go with that. It's a cool game. Nice, nice. And already question number 4. It's about the music. What's your favorite music song, artist, genre, whatever? Like,
Well,
what
I'm a
kind? Yeah.
festival kid at
Okay.
heart, so I would love to come to Europe. Oh my God, the
Oh
idea
yeah.
of like a music club that plays music until like 4 in the morning, that's
Yeah.
my dream. Everything stops at 2 over
Oh,
here,
I'm still
so
doing
you
that.
can't like go.
Yeah, I'm
What's
I'm
up?
old. I'm still doing that. Like I'm old, but sometimes, especially Fridays, Saturdays, like 11 in the
Yeah,
evening, I am thinking, I should do something. Then I call my friends, and then we go to some techno club and go crazy to like
yeah.
six,
The
7 in the
images that
morning.
we
And
have in my mind, me and my friends have always talked about going to like Germany, especially. and like you just go traveling around Europe and hitting like different music spots because you guys, the electronic music scene over there
Yeah,
is
still
has some
big.
of the best creators in the world.
Yeah. It's still very very huge here, especially in Berlin. Like you have a lot of clubs going on. We had a little problem now with the COVID and all this, so it kind of dried out for some time, but it's coming
That's
back
what I
strong
love
now.
too. Is like people who are, I don't know, it seems like Europeans are so much more free with it. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows how to like go to a dance club and like bob their head and enjoy themselves. And like a lot of times over here, dance clubs are kind of like, oh, like you picture like what you see in like a rap video, or like, you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
clubs are potentially places where fights go down
no,
and like it's not
you have good.
necessarily like the same vibe.
I prefer like the real underground stuff, like old buildings, basements, all this kind of stuff, just like some dark techno music, a fog machine, some strobo light, something like that. It feels kind of anonymous, but it's like diving into another world. It's cool. I like that. Yeah, cool. Yeah, definitely come to Berlin one day and we go out clubbing together, I would say. And I have to visit Northern California as well, because I think it's pretty nice, right? Yeah. You still here? So, and then we go to question number 5. What's your favorite movie? It's all about the movies. You like watching movies or TV series? What's your favorite?
I do. Hey, I watch a lot of movies, and I gotta say, I've been looking for something to fill the Game of Thrones void. And have you guys seen Raised by Wolves yet?
I 8 episodes. Where's more? Is it finished now after 8 episodes of season 2? I kind of starving for a new one. I went on to the next one with the Ben Stiller one, with the work, and they get an implant in the brain. What's it called? Severance, or Severance. That one is crazy too.
Oh,
But I
wait, let me
love.
write that down. You're
Yeah,
saying another one besides Raised by Wolves that's just as
yeah,
good?
yeah, yeah.
How do you spell
It's
it?
Severance, Sevence, Severance.
Severance. Yeah, got
It's,
it.
it's pretty crazy. Yeah,
Does
I
it
watch
got the
all.
same vibes as Raised by
eh,
Wolves?
Yeah, no, it's a totally different. It's a future, but it's more like dystopian future. And the thing is, you get a job, but with the job you get an implant, so everything you do at a job you forget about, like you don't know, so you get a second reality or second mind, and this causes a lot of problems. I don't want to spoil it too much. It's basically a little bit like, you remember the movie Paycheck? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that, like, but it's really crazy. I kind of
Oh
like it.
man. Okay, so what platform is it on, or how do you usually find it?
Yeah, I'm yeah, some this way. I
Yeah, yeah.
think it's
Sorry,
maybe
sorry, sorry, sorry.
on
I feel
Apple
it.
TV or something. I actually don't know. Apple TV had a
Yeah, I think
few
so.
good ones in the past year, like Foundation, I think
Apple
was.
TV just did Foundation. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
yeah.
Foundation.
Hell yeah.
And yeah,
Those
nice.
books, that book series was awesome. Foundation was
Isaac
awesome.
Isaac Asimov, right? It's crazy. Like it was one of the first
Yeah.
sci-fi I read when I was younger. It's like really complex, and it's not. It's science fiction, but it's more about social aspects of technology in the future. Of course, also crazy.
Isaac
Like,
Asimov, man.
yeah, yeah, it's cool.
That
He
guy.
was a genius for sure. So, and
Yeah.
what's your, but back to the movies, what's your favorite movie? Also, we can go on with movies.
Oh
We,
yeah, that's sorry, that's the show. Okay, so let me see here. Favorite movie. I have many of them.
you can
I'm
say
kind of drawing a blank right now.
top
I
three,
really
top
liked
five.
the Dune.
The Dune,
The Dune movie came out. I really
didn't,
was like mad respect for them.
yeah, super spaceship. A lot of people had that one up in the list.
Did you think they did a good job?
Yeah, I liked the very first one. It was also like mm, child memories, so to say. It was like, I don't know, it's from the 70s or something. I liked the first one. It was one of the first science fiction movies I saw. And
Oh
then they
yeah,
had
they
a,
did do, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
and then they
I
had a
mean,
remake later on. It was not so good, but now the new
I
one,
think they did a show.
yeah, now the new one is really nice. Like all they put a lot of effort and money in it, I guess, and a lot of
Yeah.
nice 3D
Some of the
ships. And
concepts for the shapes
it's
remind me of
crazy,
Star
yeah,
Atlas too.
yeah,
You know, Star Atlas kind of has like some of the same vibes too.
yeah. Dune was fantastic. Yeah, we
Yeah.
go with that one or anything else you want to mention? We can go with Dune.
Not that I could think of. I
Okay,
mean, I
Dune is
could go
a,
on about movies all day. Honestly,
yeah,
it's like one of my favorite topics, but
yeah.
I don't want to bore you.
No, okay. No, I'm never bored about movies. I watch everything. Like I'm always looking for new stuff. We should have a conversation after the interview, and then.
Yeah.
Okay, we jump to the next question. Is very important for me as well. What's your favorite food? What do you like to eat?
Ooh,
What's on the menu
I
in
could
Northern
make a
California?
killer nachos. Well, you
Nachos?
know, we're so close to Mexico,
Oh,
so a lot of Mexican food.
that
We
that
got some
reminds me.
bomb Mexican food.
There's a guy in chat called Nutcat, and he is yeah, he lives in Mexico or near the border, and a lot of people like Mexican
Yeah,
food.
oh my gosh. Dude, I bet you there's a bunch of people in Star Atlas who know about some good cuisine from the
Yeah,
south of the border that I don't even know about.
probably.
Mexican food is pretty much my favorite type of food to eat. I love it all, burritos,
Yeah,
quesadillas, tacos,
you have good
nachos, anything
stuff.
like that. And
Anything.
I want to actually start a salsa
And
business too. Like I grow
cool,
fresh vegetables in my garden out back,
nice.
and we want to like start selling salsa at farmers markets and stuff.
That's cool. And you like it spicy or not so spicy? You spicy type of guy, like really,
Dude,
really.
I like I like fermented things like sauerkraut, and then I like the spice.
I'm
Like right now I'm actually sucking on one of those mango lollipops that are
okay,
dipped in the tahine. It's like basically chili powder and sugar. And
okay. I
I'm
never had.
impressed my son ate a whole one by himself because he's seen his dad eat them so much.
Cool. I never heard about them here. Like you have to send me a picture later on. I think we don't have him here in Germany. Yeah, and the
Yeah, they're
fermented
like
stuff.
mango.
I'm a big fan of kimchi. You know kimchi, the Korean stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Fermented. That's
yeah,
like
exactly.
I can eat kimchi every day, and I think it's very healthy too.
Amen. Yeah,
Cool.
exactly. And
Yeah.
after a night of drinking, let me tell you, there's nothing better than like some sauerkraut or kimchi to like get yourself straightened out.
Yeah. I just watched a documentary last night before I went to bed, and it was about food on the space trips. So if the people are gonna go to Mars, it's like a 2 year trip, you know. And food, like they have problems with like all the psychology and keep people happy up there in space and on the long travel. And food is some stuff they're working on at the moment. At the moment, they have all this freeze-dried food, but they're thinking about
Mm.
implementing a more with fermented food diet in it. So they probably send up sauerkraut or kimchi up into space soon. That's kind of funny.
Dude,
Yeah, yeah,
that's amazing because you don't
yeah.
have to, because it won't have to be like freeze dried. It's like
Yeah, and
already kind of got
it's
the stuff, the bacteria in it for it to
yeah, and it's
survive up
healthy
there.
and stuff. So it's a yeah, but that's yeah. See, I'm also good
Oh
at
man.
talking about everything like unrelated to the interview. But nice, nice. We
Mm.
jump to the next question.
Yeah.
Next question: how did you find Star Atlas? What brought you here? You find it on Twitter, YouTube, or anywhere? Like
Yeah. So it was really interesting. This friend of mine who I think he bet on Doge, and then like lost his ability to get into the wallet. And then when he finally got into the wallet, he had made a lot of money. And so he was kind of like, you know, bragging to us. And I was like, oh, yeah, and that came around at the same time that I was like, okay, I want to be able to still be a homeschool dad from home, but I need to find a job in this Web3 space that I believe in and support. And so he was like, "Yo, have you heard of Star Atlas?" And I was like, "No." And he explained the concept really quickly to me, and then me and my friend like both like hung out with him for a day and figured out how to get the Phantom wallet set up, and he gave me like a little bit of money to get started. And then recently, like I had a couple of ships, and then recently, like he just hit me up one day, and he was like, "Check your wallet," and I was like, "All right." And I didn't think anything of it, and I checked my wallet, and he had like gifted me a Visa's Ambi. And
Holy
so
shit.
like since then, like I've been like stacking. He's like, "You can't," he's like, "I don't you can't keep it, but if you use it until you can buy one yourself, I'm gonna lend it to you for a while." And
Cool.
so like he kind of put me on game, and I now I've been like really building my ship's fleet a lot since then. And I convinced my father-in-law, actually, like I don't know if he did it as a way to make peace
Huh.
or something, but like I was explaining Star Atlas to him, expecting him to like completely blow it off. And the next time I saw him, he like handed me like a couple of hundreds and was like, "I want you to buy 2 ships of whatever you think is the best on
That's
me
cool, man.
for my grandchildren, for your kids to
Amazing.
have." And I was
Amazing.
like, "Whoa, man!" So yeah, the love and the outpouring, and I I really hope everything comes to fruition, because I've been telling a lot of people to put their trust in this and put their trust in me.
Amazing, amazing story. I have to thank your friend as well to bringing you into the game, and we should do an interview
Yeah.
with him as well, and later on with your
Yeah,
father-in-law as
actually,
well.
he would
It's
love that.
fantastic. Yeah, that's cool. Really cool story. Nice, nice, nice. Right on the next
Thank you.
question. It's very similar. Why are you still here? Like, what got you hooked? What made you
Um,
believe in Star Atlas?
I think, as many of the people here said, like right away, the very first time I heard about it, there was a town hall that week, and I got to tune
Ah,
into the town hall like right away and get feel for the vibe. And then again, when the general chat was going, and I'd go in there and ask what some could perceive as a stupid question. And the anytime anybody tries to like jump on me and be like, "Yo, that's a stupid question," other people will be like, "Yo, hold up, like give him a second," or like, "It's not a stupid question, like maybe he just doesn't have the experience or whatever." And I really, I respect that, as somebody who like understands the value of what this all is, but also has not been
yeah,
super into crypto this whole last 14 years of it. So it's like it's
yeah,
kind of, I'm
mm,
just getting into it, and I really like the community.
yeah,
It's amazing. And also seeing, like, being able to harvest that much
yeah.
Atlas, and then like you
It's
go ahead and you
it's kind of
stake it,
nice.
and you're just
Yeah,
like, yeah, that's a really good feeling to watch,
and also
especially like with some of the bigger ships. You just see it ticking up and up and up.
nice, yeah. And then never be afraid to ask questions. Like it's very important to ask questions, otherwise you don't learn anything. So never be afraid to ask questions. There's a lot of good people in the Discord and everywhere, and they always you find somebody who's gonna help you,
Yeah,
except the
that's the
stupid
thing too, is
scammers.
like a lot of people said, in other spaces, you know what I mean? In other crypto spaces, like in this same industry, in this same Web3 and all these options that are coming up,
Yeah.
there are not very many communities that are like Star Atlas. There are lots of places where people will malign you, and you have to watch out for predators and stuff like that.
You have to
And
watch
so
out here as
it's
well. Like,
rare.
but never take direct messages. Only stay in chat or open a ticket. But there's a lot
Yes.
of helpful people here. It's
That
nice.
needs to be said as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Safety, safety,
But
safety, safety first.
that makes everybody happy, especially Santi and all the community guys and the moderators. It's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
I love that Santi is
Ve-
down with the people, responding
Yeah.
directly to things.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Very nice. Very nice. Cool. And now the maybe the most important question of them all, what's your favorite ship? Or what was your first ship?
Ooh, good
Or
question.
what's your favorite ship?
Well, I gotta say the Visus Ambi, even though it was a gift, I really I think it's got a really slick design. But I gotta tell you, I have to say my favorite ship is the S5. Like I got like that's probably the most I have, and like I'm hoping to put them in service, like guarding something important, and just
The
the
P
way
hmm,
they you read about the design and it talks about the three different modes like attack mode, defense mode, and normal mode. That's going to be fun to be flying in it and change through those modes. I like that it looks different in each one and stuff.
well, nice. Yeah. Cool ships. I like them.
Yeah,
Cool. I
exactly. I
think
think
yeah.
I'm hoping that's going to be the bread and butter, because the real question is like,
Uh,
what ships, when mass adoption has, what
uh.
ships do you think are going to be the most rare? Probably the first edition ones, right?
This and maybe not that much because the bonus we get is the drops for all the modules on the ship and the crew. But I should send you the link. Did you read the faction alignment paper? That's about the shipbuilding in the future. And there is
I did. Are you That
these
was just the main white papers?
no, not the main one. It's a little special one, and it's about when you're building ships in the future, you have to align to certain factions. And there's us three factions like Ustur, Oni, and Mat, but there's more factions, and some of them are in the red zone. So if you want to build certain ships like the Rainbow Line, you have to go to the red zone, do missions with them, and to be able to craft these ships. And this is gonna be probably more difficult than other ship manufacturers. So these ships may be rising price. There's a lot of speculation going on at the moment, but yeah, it's definitely
Yeah, and this
something
is
you should. Yeah, I sent you the link right afterwards. You definitely should
thank
read it.
you.
It's kind of interesting.
Well, this is the part where this is the part where I need somebody to help explain it to me, because it's getting really tricky.
Yeah,
The initial white papers, like I was able to understand how like the DAOs and stuff were going to work,
yeah,
but like this new element and the
yeah,
3D printing thing, it took me a while to realize that people weren't like talking about real 3D printing. They're talking about
yeah.
3D printing in the game.
Cool. Yeah, I sent you that paper. It's kind of interesting, and maybe like you can make some decisions based on it. Okay, last question already, and yeah, it's about the future. What's your plans? Like, you plan to join a guild, or you want to do it all on your own, or you want to create something with your friends, or you want to make a
You know,
business out
I
of it?
I'm torn. I'm not in the guild currently, and
Okay.
I'm really torn if I want to wait until the game comes out. But then, like, I hear all the people telling me why it's a good job, a good
Hmm.
reason to join a guild. And, like, I'm not so cocky that I think I'm, like, above needing the help. And I know that, you start to, like, make friends and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of just, like, waiting for the right moment to strike me to join a
Eh,
guild. But for my main reason for playing, besides definitely wanting to get into the racing, definitely want to get into the soldiering,
and
definitely wanting to find ways to make money. But I would like someday, because one of my main hobbies in real life is keeping up on the the disclosure from the national government about recent encounters or sightings. The U.S. military actually just came out and announced to Congress that they had been conducting a UFO program, which they're calling UAPs now, not UFOs anymore because of all the
yeah,
stigma. But
I watched
they're
all the
saying that,
videos, also the Navy
yeah,
videos and stuff. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot
yeah,
of
and I would personally like to see some kind of like in Star Atlas. I from the way they made it sound like eventually someday there will be like buildings that you could go into that would basically like you could explore with your character, that would like have an archive of all of the different footages that we've caught, like, and you would know that if you were there that it was vetted and real. We would like only use like real like disclosed stuff from proven vetted sources, but we would just start to archive it and kind of have like a little spot there where like in the metaverse where we just kept track of what was being released on the subject out in the real
Yeah.
world. And then
So
who knows, maybe the aliens will get in touch with us via Star Atlas.
good idea. Like, yeah, and also for the guilds, I suggest you can now like join a few Discord servers, check them out, talk to them, and they're gonna help you as well. And just to get an overview or find people with similar ideas or something like that. Like right now, you not need to choose. Later on in the game, it's probably
Yeah,
more difficult to change a guild. But now you can join their Discord, see what's going on there, talk to them, and maybe you find some guild like already who really attracts you. So it's a
yeah.
good
I
it's a
mean,
good way to get in contact with all this, and because some guilds have amazing stuff. And about the racing, I have a special soon. They created the Supernova Racing League, and I think there's already 24 or 28 guilds signed up for Racing
no
League,
way.
and then you
What?
can a driver for make a special about it soon. It's kind of brand new from last week, and there's so
Oh,
much going
so
on. Like they have their own NFTs, their own tokens, and I really
so
like check that
that's
out.
gonna be released sooner, do you think, than like so
They
this
they now
racing league?
debating like the point was there's a lot of racers here and a lot of people want competition in racing, and the point
Yeah,
is kind of maybe put pressure on the team to put more effort. Of course, there was some teaser thing that there's maybe a racing module coming, so maybe put some pressure on the
that
team
would
to
be
release
so
it
cool.
sooner, or we just take an old game emulator like Mario Kart or Pod Racer
Yeah.
and make tournaments with brackets in it, or somebody else creates a
Oh,
game. And because there's also very talented people in the community who are
that's
programmers
what
and
you were
game design.
talking about yesterday.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
could have something to pit ourselves against while we wait for the
exactly.
official.
Something content going on created by the community for the community and stuff like that. So
I
it's
love what everybody's been doing with the games and like the new
everything. Yeah,
channels
it's
that have
cra-
opened up.
crazy. So join a few guilds, check them out because it's very, very interesting. And then you
Yeah,
later
I
can
need
decide
to.
which one you take for the game in the
You can only
future.
join one guild, right?
Later on, right now you can just join the Discords, go to the guild chat or the guild recruit something, and there you see all the advertisings of them, and just join the Discords and then start talking to them and tell them you're looking for a guild, and they will tell you all about them. And then if you did that with a few, you later can decide which one you join for real.
Thank you.
Maybe somebody's
Honestly,
listened to
I
the
was.
interview and sent you a message and gives you like
That
inviting
would
you.
be.
Yeah,
That's that's
all
that's my hopes. Hey, if
cool,
you're
cool.
out there, I'm here for you. Come get me.
We
I
find you a
just.
nice guild, no problem with that. Cool, cool, nice. And then you can set up
Thank you.
all your investigation archive about UFOs or UF,
I mean,
whatever they
I
call it
feel
now,
like that's gonna be a long way
UAPs.
off. You know what I
Yeah, that's
mean?
it.
Like,
But
eventually we'll have
always good
like
to have a
an
plan.
institution on a planet, but it'll be
Yeah.
like way in the future.
And you probably find other people who like that kind of stuff. Cool, cool.
Yeah, I reached out. I've said it before in the community, and I feel like everybody's like, we're not there yet. You know, like
Not
we're
yet,
not there
but
yet.
yeah,
Yeah,
but at someday in the future. Okay, and
exactly.
I always do. We done already, but I always do the bonus question. Anything you want to tell us? Anything we need to know? Shout outs to anybody. Feel free to say everything you want to say, or
Loving the inclusiveness. Uh, Again, thank you guys for your patience and respect, and be careful out there. I don't really have any pluggables, but I will have some pluggables too. I'm just picking very carefully what exactly I want my content to be and the role I want to play in this metaverse. And yeah, thinking really consciously about that and exactly what I want that to look like. Because I've thought about being pirates. I've thought about doing a lot of stuff. And yeah, if there's any guilds out there that are looking for someone funny, hit me up.
Cool. Thanks so much, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for taking the time. I wish you all the best for the future. We stay in contact. We have a lot of things to talk about. Always, I'm in the voice chat in the Discord. Just hop in and ask some questions or just have a small talk, theory crafting about anything. And thank you.
Yeah, I'd love to. Let's do that. Thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Oh, cool.
ODBB.
See you, man.
Wu-Tang.
I'm out. Bye bye.